Hey guys, this is Beth Avery with the Trauma Blog here at HealthyPlace, and I want to talk about relationships today. So the blog that I wrote most recently was about intimate relationships, and for a lot of people they're immediately going to think of boyfriends, girlfriends, partners when they think about intimate relationships, but for me, intimate relationships could also include, your family members that you're close to, close friends that you've hung around with for a while, just any relationship where you're really enmeshed with that person. Now, I wrote about how PTSD can be kind of a roadblock when you're building intimate relationships. And I definitely don't want to discourage people who have PTSD and say like, oh, you can't have relationships because you have PTSD. No, that's definitely not true at all, but it is difficult. So I'd like to share how that's difficult, because I think a lot of people don't understand how much PTSD can affect you when you're trying to form a relationship. For me, the two hardest things about having PTSD when I'm in a relationship is, one, being able to trust that person. I have like crazy trust issues because I have PTSD. Like, I just don't trust people hardly at all. And it takes me a very long time to build trust with another person that I'm in a relationship with or that I'm building a friendship with. So people that want to be my friends or my partners, they kind of have to stick around and wait on my heart to warm up to them and accept that I just do things slower than most people. The other really difficult thing for me about having PTSD and forming relationships is physical touch. Physical touch is a big part of relationships, and you don't realize that until you try to take it out of relationships. I'm not a huge fan of physical touch. I don't like hugs, I don't like kisses on the cheek, I don't like cuddling, I don't like hand holding. I really don't even like shaking people's hands. Like, any sort of physical touch that I could remove from a relationship, that's what I'm looking for. So, yeah, it's tough. When you think about it, like, your close family members, you hug them, you pat them on the shoulder, there's just physical touch all around. Friendships, you hug each other. Boyfriends and girlfriends, you're cuddling, you're holding hands, you're hugging. Like, physical touch is just a huge part of close relationships, especially when the person you're in a relationship with shows love through physical touch, which a lot of people do. That's definitely a hard one. Having PTSD and not wanting to be touched, but wanting to be in loving relationships with other people. But, even though PTSD does present its challenges in relationships, I would also say it does a great job of filtering out people that you probably didn't want to be friends with in the first place, or didn't want to be boyfriend or girlfriend with in the first place. Because people have to be kind of understanding of my situation. They have to accept that it takes me a while to trust others. They have to accept that I view physical touch very differently than most people. And if they can't, and they can't put up with it, then ultimately I didn't want to be friends with that person anyway, because I need people in my life who can accept me as I am. And right now I'm a young woman in her 20s suffering from PTSD. That's very unlikely to change anytime soon. So ultimately, PTSD kind of filters it out for me. So I would say if you are struggling with PTSD and trying to build relationships, just don't be discouraged. You're definitely not the only one. It is tough, and it's okay to feel frustrated and angry about the situation, but know that not every relationship has to look like the ones you see in Hollywood. Your relationship as someone with PTSD is just as valid as someone who doesn't have mental health issues. Yours might look a little bit different, but that's okay. I mean, it's your relationship, so you can color it however you want to. So share your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to know if you guys have had similar experiences dealing with PTSD and intimate relationships.